Greetings YouTube, me again, Kablam Bandicoot 64, and today we are going to do another commentary on the mysterious Mr. Loser, Enter. The worst reviewer, if not YouTuber, on the whole website of YouTube. I hate this guy with a passion, and I hope he deletes his channel at the very least. Not getting into a personal level, which I might do in this video just because I hate his guts so much. Well, let's see which video he fails at reviewing today. Coconut Fred. This seems like an easy target, with it being one of the worst cartoons of the 2000s. At least that's what he wants you to think. Though in all seriousness, this is a pretty bad cartoon. This should be an easy review. And hey, it's only 6 minutes, so maybe he doesn't drag it out. Let's watch the video. Well, Enter proves himself to be overly sensitive towards a cartoon character, make terrible points, and just prove that he takes cartoons way too seriously and literally. Ugh, this is why I hate this guy. He gets upset over cartoons, of all things. Who gets upset over goddamn cartoons? Reviewing a bad cartoon and criticizing it is one thing, but throwing a boner hate fit over it, well, that's just... I can't respect that. At least when the nostalgia critic does it, although he's starting to show his ass too, at least he's a goddamn character. MrEnter, I don't think he's a character. I think he's doing it in real time. Well, let's see how he fails this time.
Is anyone in the mood for some fruit salad?
Boo!
Yay, you? Look, I don't like coconuts at the best of times, but you are one of the most evil things ever conceived, Fred.
So a cartoon character is one of the most evil things ever conceived? Look, I know that statement probably wasn't meant to be taken seriously, but come on, a goddamn cartoon character? Don't you think you're overreacting a lot? Not a little, but a lot? Like, one of the most evil things ever conceived. Really? Ugh. Snap out of it. This is gonna be a long review. Don't go crazy on me now, Sharpenstein. You can make this.
You blew up the Challenger. You assassinated JFK. You sunk the Titanic. And you copyright struck my fucking video. I worked so hard on it, you dogshit looking freak.
Wow, saying a cartoon character did some of the worst crimes against humanity, as well as comparing those said crimes against humanity to a goddamn video that got taken down. Way to respect history.
Well, I don't have any proof of all of this, but I'm just going to assume that he did all that stuff because, as this episode claims, Coconut Fred is the master of disaster.
Stop looking for a cop-out, you flaky piece of shit. We all see right through you. You're just using this episode's title as an excuse, and a terrible one at that, to use these terrible crimes against humanity for your own sick, twisted sense of humor. Comparing a cartoon character to all these deaths and your own egotistical way of saying, my video got taken down. Ah! Fuck you.
In all seriousness though, Coconut Fred was a pretty shitty show. It aired for about half a year in the mid-2000s, and it was one of the most shameless rip-offs in cartoon history. I'm serious, it would find its home in the 70s with all the Scooby-Doo rip-offs.
You know what, I'm just gonna record my voiceover and just, basically sum up what he's trying to say in these next few parts of the video. He drags it out for way too fucking long, and it really gets grating. Oh my god, this show is such a SpongeBob ripoff. I mean, really, everyone is Megward the Wizard. It's a SpongeBob ripoff. I hate Season 5. Fuck Casey Alexander. I want to cut off his dick.
One of the first things we see is a lemon person trying to escape the island. And Fred basically starts his day by pounding into him and destroying the escape attempts because, hey, that's funny, right?
Ah yes, MrEnter. Cartoon, slapstick, and mean-spirited humor? Nope, not funny. Not funny at all. Unless it's a show I like, of course, but sorry. Not funny at all. Nope.
Instead of one Patrick Star, they have two, who, like pretty much every twin in any form of media, is dressed exactly the same way, speaks the exact same way, and does exactly the same thing. Because no one in the media seems to know that there's a difference between twins and clones.
Or maybe that's because it would be easier to animate. Maybe it's because it would help viewers not get confused with who is who. Maybe it's because they can develop some comedic purposes with this. Maybe it's because they're fucking twins. I mean, come on. You're nitpicking the fucking appearances of twins. Not the characters themselves, not what they do in the episode, their appearance. He good critique.
Guess what? I've got exciting plans.
The next morning, the Cherry woke up in a Saw-style dungeon next to the annoying Orange. But in all seriousness, what exactly is the plot here? In any episode of SpongeBob, even a bad one, we know exactly what was going on by now. All that's happening is Fred pretty much annoying everyone on the island.
If this were another episode of the series, I could excuse this a little more. However, since this is technically the pilot episode, although it didn't air as it, it technically is the pilot, they want to develop the character for the audience. They want to show the audience what type of main character they'll be dealing with. It makes sense for this particular episode because it's the pilot. Maybe if you did some research and found out that it was the pilot, you wouldn't have sounded so dumb here. You know, it's honestly sad. The one time we actually almost had a good point is ruined it because you didn't do research and to find out that this is the pilot, and maybe they want to develop the main character for the pilot so the audience can get a grip on what he will be like. It truly is a shame.
Seeing the cloud, Fred decides that the volcano, named Melvin, is about to erupt. Then the watermelon says that one of the rules is that they don't have any volcanoes on Fruit Salad Island. But Fred points to a volcano and what the fuck is going on here?
The green rat made a stanky wind.
I did not! It came from the volcano.
But you said we didn't have a volcano.
We didn't. Until now.
Are these jokes? Because they're not funny. They're just confusing as hell.
This cartoon is really cringy and really unfunny. I totally agree with you here, but confusing? I wouldn't exactly call the jokes confusing. Sure, they're not thought out, but I think confusing might be stretching it.
Whenever you get an idea inside your head, no matter how strange it is, it suddenly appears. First, there was that walking blender thing.
Is he like some childish god that can just bring matter into the world, and he torments his subjects with whatever sick things he finds fun or funny? You know what? Fuck it. That's the plot of the show now. I don't care.
Well, if you don't care, then why the hell are you bringing it up? You know, you really should have gotten to the plot of the show, the actual plot of the show, a little earlier in your review, but no, instead you had to drag it out with pointless filler and you complaining about pointless shit. I'll give you some credit. The episode does contain a lot of filler at the beginning, but that doesn't excuse you. Two wrongs don't make a right. Just because this episode has filler doesn't mean you have to put filler in your review.
So Fred goes to a slot machine to figure out how to stop the volcano from erupting. He gets a postcard that tells him to do a pose in front of the volcano wearing a flower shirt. Surprise, surprise, it doesn't work. Also, each time the volcano erupts, it farts.
Oh, it's not working.
So Fred's next plan involves him getting toilet paper to... I have no fucking idea. If everyone hates Fred, why are they listening to him? This plan is absolutely ridiculous.
Maybe it's because the plot of the show that they and you already established is that whenever Fred gets an idea in his head, it automatically happens. And since the characters established this, they already obviously know that whenever he gets an idea, it happens. They know that it does. So that's why they listen to him. They know he has these godlike powers. I'll admit that it's a creative idea and executed horribly, but you fail to realize this, and you really come off as really stupid, though, considering who we're dealing with. I'm not surprised.
Oh yeah, because Fred is a sadistic god that created the volcano, and if they don't do exactly what he says, he'll melt them all in lava.
When did he say that? Like, when did he ever say in this episode that he would kill his friends if they didn't listen to him? Like, when did he say that? Blah, 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 Fred is too mean. I don't like this because he's too mean. I don't like that he makes his friends do mean things, even though that's the joke of the show. And mean-spirited humor is not funny, and I do not like it. Wah.
Mr. Greenrind, watermelon seeds aren't part of the ritual.
Oh, buddy, you're gonna get it. Fred is very pissed off right now. He's only smiling because he's planning a particularly painful punishment, and he just can't wait to inflict it upon you. Don't believe me? In the next scene, Fred throws the watermelon into the volcano.
Accidentally, he never said that in the entire episode. You're making it seem like, throughout this review, you've been throwing out this notion that Fred is supposed to be this sadistic, just mean guy who has evil intentions and wants to kill his friends, even though he never says anything like that or shows any indications that he's like that throughout the entire episode. You're basically applying a creepypasta into the main plot of the episode, which you, as a reviewer, should not do. You should judge the episode by itself and not give your own interpretations as to what it is about, which you're doing here. It's kind of obvious that you're running dry on things to complain about when you have to do shit like this in order to get some, points. Shame. Really shameful.
Which, by the way, is one of the worst possible ways to die. And
it's a cartoon! It's a cartoon! They don't die in real life. In real life, yeah, that'd be horrifying, that'd be traumatic, but this is a cartoon! A cartoon! Who cares if it's a bad way to die? It's a cartoon! Nope. I've said this before and I'll say it again. He takes cartoon violence way too seriously. That's all for that part. Now, I would end it here because for the rest of the review, he basically just complains about how it's a SpongeBob ripoff for the 9 billionth fucking time. And that, it's too nonsensical, it makes no sense, even though it's a cartoon and it doesn't have to. But I think I want to read the end credits listing that he put at the end. Let's read. Oh my god, guys, Sony took down one of my videos, and my Norm of the North video I took down to avoid having to deal with the strikes. My life is so bad right now, so I'm going to make a less serious episode. I'll do what I can to fight, even though this is a YouTube battle and not in real life. Mr. Pickles is blocked too. My life sucks. If that's not the vibe you got from reading that, then I don't think we're reading the same article. I'm Kablam Bandicoot 64, and oh my god, guys, I had some videos taken down. Ah!